my people, what's going on? I'd like to welcome you back to another episode, Weapon H All-in-One Podcast with your host, Herman Austin, aka Weapon H. I'm sure as you all have seen, by the time this airs, it would have been lifted already, but I'm sure you've seen the whole TikTok ban. So today we're going to talk about exactly that. Why do you think the TikTok ban, in my opinion, on why I think the TikTok ban was placed in the first place? So before we get started, I'd like to make sure to like and subscribe if you're new. Keep those comments coming. I've definitely been enjoying the comments. I've been getting a few emails, so keep all of that coming. And even if you have some topics that you want to talk about, send those suggestions in the comment section. Also, for those that are looking to promote something, give me a shout and we'll see about working something out about getting it on the show. So now let's dive in. What do you guys think the reason is for the TikTok ban? I know what they're putting out there. They're worrying about their data getting, people's data getting stolen. They're worrying about for underage children, and those things are legitimate concerns. But for me, it's way more than that, because you can have those same concerns right here with Instagram and Facebook and things of that nature. But for me, to start off, one of the issues right from the door is they can't control it because it's a Chinese company. So like with Instagram and Facebook, if you post something that they don't approve of, they can send you the little messages saying that you have to change it, or we're going to delete that video, or they have to put a message over it saying that this may or may not be such and such, or if they don't think it's true. It's a whole lot that they can regulate. That basically what it is. They're regulating on the social medias here, but there they cannot. And sure, sometimes you see things on TikTok that just may not be true, but you have to look at and do research. Because for me, I would rather have it where you can do research, where they're controlling what you can and cannot see. For years, we've watched, even on the news, you see other countries where they can't say this or they can't say this about the government, and we sit back, oh man, well, good thing we don't live there, because we're in America, so we can say whatever we want. Not so true. You can say whatever you want as long as it's not something that goes against what the government wants you to be able to say. Because, just for instance, when they had the whole COVID thing, you saw how many people got, let me run back real quick, because also another thing they do is shadow ban you. They may not even say nothing. Yeah, they will keep your stuff from being shown to not only outside of your circle or your followers, they'll even have it banned from even your followers seeing it. Because I've done a few things. I've had a few posts where I would put a post up and I would ask certain people that I know follow me all the time. I said, did you see this post? And they would say no. But then I would post something else the same day, or whenever, the next day, or however the case may be, and everyone is seeing it, because it's something it could be something ignorant, something funny, something that is being posted by everybody else, but they can see that. Even if it's something that's not, they can see those posts. But if it's something that can be considered controversial or something that they don't want, they'll also shadow ban, even if they don't direct ban you. Because the shadow banning is worse, because at least when they do the direct messaging banning, they may have a reason. They'll give you a reason. They'll show what it is, and sometimes it could be something that might not have been fact checked, and at least they'll have something for that. Even though I don't agree with that either, but they'll have something. But with the shadow ban is the killer, because that, to me, that just says that's something that actually can be true. They just don't want people to know about it. So yeah, I definitely couldn't leave out without having that shadow ban. But going back, you have these things on social media. They have their ways of keeping information out, but on TikTok they don't have the same type of leverage to say, hey, no, we don't want that. That's not something that can be said out in public. And just like we used to see back in the days where you see they would try to post something, or they'll put some on the news about Arab countries where, look, they take away their freedom, you guys have freedom. Speak against the government in ways they don't want that's going to mess with their money. You best believe you'll find out just how free or not this country can be. So the TikTok ban was definitely on the lines of making sure that they can control. This is all about control. It has nothing to do with the pornography and protecting people's data, because you see this happens all the time. People's data is compromised by the same people that are sitting up here trying to ban TikTok. So it's even though, like I said earlier, those are things that are legitimate concerns, but those are the same concerns with any of these social medias that we use every day. So I'm not buying that as the reason why. For me, the reason why is clearly because they don't have the same type of control over TikTok as they do Instagram and Facebook and even Twitter. Because Twitter, even though it was bought by Elon Musk and it's a free fall almost to an extent, there are still things that if you say or post, they'll sit there like, you will get that message, you will get shadow banned. So let's not get it confused. Even though it's bought by Elon, you still can't speak out against certain people. He'll let you do others, but there are certain people that you speak out against, certain industries that you speak out against. You will find out real quickly how fast they will ban you or suspend your account or shadow ban you. So keep that in mind. Now, here's something that's really amazing to me, that is probably the most mind-boggling of all of this. This ban, this legislation, it was passed bipartisan. Let me say that again. It was passed bipartisan, which means it was passed by the Democrats, it was passed by the Republican side. They came together to do this ban. So, and this is when it really gets interesting. You mean to tell me that these politicians who can't come together for anything can all of a sudden come together to ban TikTok? Now, let's see. Let's run through a few things. Gun control. They can't seem to get that together, no matter how many shootings that happen. Over and over and over again. You see all these mass shootings, but they can't get bipartisan on some gun control legislation. And people, they have the right to bear arms, whatever. You can't come together to do that, to keep guns out of wrongful hands, or certain types of guns out of wrong hands. To me, is really irresponsible. Can't do that. But you can get together to ban TikTok. Let's go into the healthcare system. They can't get together to make healthcare more affordable for Americans with these outlandish prices for medicines and drugs that keep you coming back over and over again, not healing anything. It's just treating a whole bunch of things, and they're monetizing it. So you can't get together to work out a way where the health care industry is not separated from the capitalism. You cannot get together to come and make some type of decisions or legislation or totally new rules on that, where the doctors can still earn their living but people are still getting health care. Can't do that. But you can come together to ban TikTok. We can't come together to figure out a way to stop homelessness, or at least really significantly reduce the amount of homelessness in this country. People are struggling every day to make ends meet, where the price of everything is going up, but the salaries are staying the same. Like, people have to work 2 jobs just to stay afloat. You can't get together bipartisan and fix that, but you could get together bipartisan and ban TikTok. Those are just a few examples of some of the major things that are going on in this country. I'm gonna add a little more. So it tends to make you wonder, do they really care about the American people? Or do they really just care more about power and control? And let's not get mistaken. We sit back and we can think it's money to live on it. Money is just a byproduct. It's really all about power and control. When you have power and control, you almost don't even have a need for money almost. Yeah, you use the money, but you're going to get it because you run everything. You control everything. So money is nothing when you have power and control. TikTok at times can be a threat to a lot of those communities I spoke. You can speak out against certain things that the healthcare system is doing, as far as not really helping people to heal, teaching people how to eat better, exercise. You want to keep them out of the healthcare system because you want healthier people. If your real reasoning is to care about the people. It's funny how they can care about their security and their data getting stolen, but yet they don't really care if they're living healthy, they can walk, they can talk, they don't have all these diseases. You know, you can't do the things that you should normally be able to do as a human being. You cannot do. But again, an app is a higher priority. There's a lot of money being made in guns. I mean, that's just what it is. But you can't figure out a way. TikTok speaks out. You have people on TikTok who speak out about a lot of things that they can't speak out on other platforms. Even if you go to the insurrection, the situation between Israel and the Palestinians, you only can speak for a certain side. If you speak for one side, yeah, you're fine. You speak for the other side, you have the chances of getting banned, high chances of getting banned. It seems like anytime you speak against what the mainstream wants you to think, wants you to say, is when you have that chance of being banned. This is opinion. Even if they come out and say this is my opinion, doesn't matter. Because when you hear those, you hear the words, you hear what they're saying, the videos that they're posting, some people will run with it and just say whatever they see, but there were a lot of others, they will lead you to researching. And I don't think they're so much worried about the ones that just speak out of ignorance, for lack of a better word. Just see something and speak without doing any due research. I don't think they care to an extent, because that sparks a lot of conversation. But the ones that actually go and research and then find these things, then come back and make more videos with findings, those are the biggest threats. Those are the ones, and those are the reasons why that ban has been placed on TikTok. They just want control. They want to control every little thing we do at this point. And you'll have some people who think, oh, it's just a conspiracy. Is it really? Then what is it? You really buy that they're looking out for your data? Do you really buy that they're looking out for kids when they allow all kind of trafficking to live long day that they know about? Or you think they're really worried about pornography? I mean, sit back and really think about it. I mean, you look at, hell, regular TV's on movie damn near pornography now. You really think that's the issue? And they've been doing stuff for so long, they just feel they can feed us anything, and we're just like, oh yeah, okay. The government said it. They said it on TV. So why would they want an app that they can't regulate to run wildfire? Like I said, there are times when, yeah, you may have some of those issues. You may have posts on TikTok that are totally not true. But you look at the regular news, they may say things sometimes that are not true, but they'll try to cover them because this is what they were told to say, and they may not be accurate. I see it all the time. You see stuff and they come back later and then they'll say something about somebody, or they put somebody's name in something, come back later and you find out it's not true, and they won't even have the decency to make an apology for it, because the damage has already been done. And that's just what they don't like. When you see those videos and things, say whether they become true, and how it gets people to thinking, it gets people to researching, and it'll get people to saying things. You can't control thoughts if you're letting all these other thoughts go out. So they want to control everything. That, in my opinion, is what the TikTok ban was really about. And we're definitely going to probably end up having to go into this a little later and another time, because, I think the ban is for 90 days. Not 100% sure on that. I can't remember the exact amount of days that it was uplifted for, that Trump uplifted the ban for 90 days, till they can find a deal, because they want at least an American company to be able to buy at least 50%, which, okay, you can't have an app on it unless, when has businesses have to be controlled by the states, to the United States of America, to be allowed in this country? There's a lot of businesses that are foreign entities, properties here that are bought by foreign entities, and a lot of things that are controlled by foreign entities, but that aren't as pressing. Information, media, words go a long way. A very long way, people. And they want to control that, because that could start a whole fireball of mess. Can you imagine if people start to think and question the things that they do? 'Cause that's another thing it'll tend to do. Start making them question some things. Sure, you're going to always have the ones that think everything is a conspiracy theory. But when you start seeing some of these quote unquote conspiracy theories are actually having legs and they're actually true, then what? So I'd like to thank you guys for joining in today for another episode of Weapon H All in One Podcast. I'm sure we may have some comments about that one, so keep these comments coming in. Those who have my number, text, comments, email, however they've been coming in, appreciate it. But let's get in those comment section and express your opinion on it. Because my opinion, like I told you, it's all about power and control. So thanks again for joining in. We see you next time on the Weapon H All in One Podcast.